online. So, hello, I am a professor, associate professor from Belgrade, Serbia, University of Union. I used to be on University of Belgrade, now on different university, as you may know. And today is a special day, unfortunately, in my country about demonstrations. And so I will not talk about that. I'm just worried about my daughter, who is a student from 2 days ago. She's first time. So about my presentation is cancer detection and the application of AI tools for cancer and now neural diseases and other possible diseases with neural networks, especially CNN, convolutional networks, and before that, my PhD was with multifractal and fractal analysis. I adore fractals. My students know. If they don't know something, some answer, they just try with fractals. You know, they try that, but it's not always answered with fractals. So we combine with CNN usually, but very, very good results. I think we have it is live now on Indian Go site, if you are familiar with that. We are trying to get some funds, maybe on this way also, for other research, for other organs, you will see, because this was very, very successful. Me and my team, me for PhD and after projects, we get many awards. So first of all, multifractal analysis in cancer diagnostics, and after that in prediction of efficiency of chemotherapy. That is very, very interesting and life-saving, actually. So my collaboration was with the medical faculty, of course, oncology and Institute of Pathology, and after that with the Children's Hospital, University Children's Hospital. It is my very deep consolidation with those children, but I hope these methods will help them and their parents and to call humanity. So I used to work double jobs in Institute Mihailo Pupin, University of Belgrade, and School of Computing. Nowadays, from I think 6 years, I'm only teaching, but I'm doing research by myself and my students. So some backgrounds. I am teaching neural networks, intelligent systems, applied AI, genetics algorithms on primary studies. On PhD and master, I have my subjects as analyze medical images and analyzing fractals, applying genetics sequences, etc. So as I said, fractals and multifractals. Why those? Of course, I forgot to ask you. Do you know what is this picture? You can guess now, but you can suppose as my students. Yeah. What did you know? Have you heard? Yeah. Do you know maybe the main characteristics of fractals? Why they are so successful in those kind of carcinogenesis analysis? Yeah. If you zoom any part of this picture, it will be some other like this. You see, it's very beautiful. It looks like holograms. So if you zoom, if you take any little part of this image, you will get the whole picture side. Self-similarity, it is main characteristics. So first of all, you can see, but you need to zoom it, you know. Mm-hmm. So I was twice in Australia teaching, and I I'm very honored that I have met Michael Parsley. If you have heard, he is really, really famous in fractal theory. So I will tell you what he told me, my questions. These are other critics. They are irregular analyzing. There is no degradation of origin image as in other analysis, but too shortened. So there are many nowadays, but it used to be before my PhD, 2012. There were some science papers about application of fractals, multifractals in describing tumors, cancers. First of all, fractals had the application in theory of chaos, application explaining why it expanding like that. So when we project on carcinogenesis, we can conclude that it's not that those multiplying of cancer cells is not really so chaotic as we used to think. So there are some rules, not really exact rules, but fractals and multifractals as whole intelligent systems are from fuzzy logics, from soft computer. You cannot explain any real, environment with Euclid's mathematics with 0, 1, black, white. So we need something like fractals. With combining with CNN, it's great. For my PhD, I had pictures from biopsies took from bone, usually leg bone, and it was really fantastic for me to figure out that pathologists need to find primary cancer. And my co-mentor, Jelena Vasiljević, she told me that they have problems with the lung, breast, and renal cells to find from bone. For other, it's easy. It's not really easy, but they can, I don't know, according to some methods, you will see those pictures. It's not at all easy. It's very, very hard for pathologists. And pathologists have a last word, in cancer detection. So it is really, interesting for me that they took from bone and they are looking for cells from lung, breast, renal, so different organs, they need to detect. So they need help. And those patients and those doctors, especially in Serbia, unfortunately, we have not officially, but really epidemic number of cancers. So I applied FRACLAC from Australia University in collaboration with their professors, and after data registration for statistical data analysis, I find it better than SPSS, which is common used in medicine. I had those 6 parameters, multifractals, and my general hypothesis was that those 6 parameters will be in correlation with those 3 primary cancer. And I had little changing those general hypotheses. I had 1050 tissue images. You can see it now, like I used to see it through microscope. It was from, first of all, this was from renal, from breast, and from lung. You understand that those all biopsies, those all tissues are from bone, actually, and they are looking where it started, primary cancer, because for patients with metastatic cancer, they cannot apply any kind of therapy on whole body, or they must find primary cancer where it started. So it's really crucial for those patients. Unfortunately, I had emails from metastatic patients after these competitions, awards, many awards in newspapers and media. They're asking, they had actually those pictures with the biopsies, and they wanted help because they were left it with no therapy. It's really sad. So, and on this way we can help them. So applying FRAC-LAC, I find that FRAC-LAC for my magisterium, I had to compare FRAC-LAC and FRAC-LAB from INRIA Institute in Paris, if you have heard it, and I found FRAC-LAC much better for big data sets. In FRAC-LAB, you must analyze image by image. It's really long-lasting. So these are results for lung, accuracy over 78%, for breast over 73, and for renal over 76. For 3 groups, you know, it's really good. By default, it is 33, there 33%. Okay, some future explorations. As I said, application these analysis for other organs, for other types of metastatic or other diseases, improvement, of course, in speed, easiness. Okay, after that, when we got those awards, we just got the whole DVD with images. Before that, I used to, I think, years and years I took to find who will give me those, you know, biopsies, data sets, and I used to make a photo, but doctor, of course, pathologist will check that, my results. So we got images with breast cancer, and we applied end fractals and multifractals, and after that CNN. And these are, I think, my best projects. So state of the art for prediction of efficiency of chemotherapy is that there is no such computer. Some tools, I think, as I know, they just check some history, health history, and they say this kind of chemotherapy or radiation will help, you know, so some statistical data. But on this way, we have that kind of personal therapy, you know, individual, that for specific person, they can tell these kind of therapy, but just these will help you in those percent. You will see results for that. It's really, really good. Over 91%. We had, again, three groups with partial pathological response, complete and progressive stable disease. So these are results, very good for 3 groups, accuracy even over 91%. So 82, it's really, really good. But it's not applying anyway. That's why I always ask on this conference, is it applied and why is not? So again, for future recommendation, applying for other therapies, because unfortunately I had the emails and asking me, they are going on chemotherapy, will, you know, to calculate predictions. Me, I'm not a medical doctor, I cannot do that, but in that case, it happened that it wasn't that kind of chemotherapy for what we done research. So we should done research and for other types of therapies. And In Australia, in the University of Sydney, there is a University Institute of Imaging, and they are doing some kind of, I would say, device, specific device, some combination of MR and radiation device, but you can do it in the same time. It is very important that you have in the same time screening and radiation therapy, because there is big error, at least in Serbia, with I don't know, maybe 10th generation of devices, or anywhere. If you just mark it on the body and then apply radiation, there must be. And each of those devices have integrated its own some errors. So when you calculate all errors, so everything is about targeting and radiation therapy and in chemotherapy. The best way, of course, is nanotechnology, nanobots that you make for specific person combination of therapies. Each cancer, as I heard on Oncology Institute, is unique. I think maybe any disease, but specific cancer is unique for each person. So you need to make some combination of different kind of therapies, and chemotherapy and radiation, they are really for cancer, but there are big nose effects of killing and healthy cells. There are many patients that they are cured from cancer, but unfortunately they are dying for flu, because of decreasing of immunity. So some more recommendation to make database of microscopic images. You cannot, maybe now, but it is very hard to find that kind of database of microscopic images, and other data sets online on internet are not really, I think, valid or uniform. If you have heard for Kaggle competitions, my master's degrees students, they are taking those now data sets, images, but when we took some data set to our radiology from Children's Hospital, he said it's not really, correct. It was opposite. So who to trust, when they ask me what is the accuracy of medical doctor, who do you believe? So, but definitely on those competitions on internet, you can find database, but from different clinics, different devices, different, everything, characteristics. So it's not really, really uniform, but at least we have now more after COVID. So we had idea, now it is on India Go. It was in final of competitions of startups, medical research platform to in real time to get all kind of images from some clinics. We are still trying in Serbia with private clinics to offer our analysis, statistical machine learning, and to get in real time all kind of images in order to increase accuracy of our methods, to apply on other diseases, on other organs. This was prediction of efficiency of chemotherapy based on bone MRI images. So we started to work with after pathologist, with radiologist, and I used to think it's better for them, that they will be happy to have more some validity, not to wait for pathologists. But I heard they are afraid that they will lose jobs as pathologists. So I think it's not really like that. Nobody will ever, replace any device, any AI never can replace experience, intuition of any like that specialist. But okay, so we start to work with MR images in order to um, confirm this accuracy. We need much more images, and we constant check and verification with new data. Okay, and with MR images we tried, it was also in children's hospital. So when you see a child with some pain in leg, arm, you don't really expect it is so, tragic. So it it is very important to get on MR, not by taking biopsies with child, which is very painful and dangerous and long lasting. So we tried with MR and it was very, very good. So at MR with multifractals and CNN, you can find, I think, with the accuracy over 80, 82, I think it's after percent, is it cancer and which kind of chemotherapy will be very successful. So for this platform, functionalities are to make some international, whole world database, data analysis, educational part of platform. As I am showing this to my students on School of Computing, I think it's much more, important to show of medical students and sharing the knowledge between doctors. We think that only patients need another opinion, but also doctors need. They are just not telling. So we need anonymous and with patients and with doctors. And this kind of platform will cover that. And on this way, we will collect data history. In Serbia, they are going in one clinics private, then in another, and you lose your health history. They forgot to tell, I think, we forgot that we have some critical maximum of screening. They are screening in this hospital or teeth. Everything is calculated. We have all that critical number of screening in life, actually. So it is very important to have on one place data collecting of everything. And of course, we guarantee data privacy. That is always, we were in final for startup and that was problem with privacy. Although I said, I don't know any name of my, many numbers, many thousands of patients. It's only some unique number, but I think it's very sensitive for that, but okay. So data analysis will include statistical and machine learning, education platform part, as I said, okay. For another opinion, we are doing cooperation now and for neural diseases. In Sydney, it was like some concourse for asking for some algorithm for multiple sclerosis, if you know. I think, and I propose that idea. It's like in mirror, looking like cancer and multiple sclerosis. It is like in mirror. In cancer, you're getting more and more cells. They are multiplying. In multiple sclerosis, they are vanishing, from like this cable, they are vanishing, this isolation of nerves. So I think it would be also successful applying and fractals and CNN after that for automation. This is another picture of fractals and my best picture of fractals. But I want to tell you, yes, for Professor Michael Barnsley, what have I asked him? Doctors from radiologists, he had actually PhD with this, have PhD, and I have PhD of electrotechnical faculty, but he had PhD on medical faculty, and he needed for his defense to for me answer why fractals are so successful, what they show. Is it contrast? Is it some number of cells? And I couldn't tell him, you know. So I asked Professor Michael Barsler on some dinner lunch, and he said, "Oh, if you can just repeat that experiment, that's it. We cannot know. We don't know why, but if it is replicable, it is that. So it's like some black box inside, like some magic, but really, really successful with in medicine, at least. In in art also. So that's it. Any questions?
So why isn't it used in the field?
Sorry?
So why isn't it used in the medical field?
I don't know, in Belgrade, in this, I don't know, some theory of pharmacy, you know. I don't know. When I asked, I gave them to clinics for free, you know, we could sell. When I asked why, there is nobody to take a picture because biopsies are under microscope. It's not working camera or etc. Some I don't know. Maybe it should be sell, and then they will ask. They will use. These are theory of, you know, conspiracy. But I'm asking myself why. So, any other? If you don't know for mammography, maybe in Netherlands or I don't know in Spain and other countries, as I have heard for mammographic images, mammograph screening, it is abandoned in some countries because there are some papers, science papers that they claim that it can even make cancer, you know, if you put that pressure on tissue and very, very high screening, X-ray screening, but much higher than X-ray, you can make some cancer cells. That is why. And another is that there are, and that is really true, there are many false positives. They make so and fear those women. Usually they are women, you know, and it's not true. No, and they are living in fear after that. But I am surprised that there are science now proving that. I knew for that, you know, because of my, you know, friends, relatives. Actually, my father died from metastatic a long time ago. That's why I'm doing this. My sister died this year from a bone tumor on brain. So, and it couldn't be done anything, you know, when it's bone, I heard for the first time it is only from bone. It's not really cancer, but like cancer. So there are many kind of cancer and many kind of approaches to that. I worked with Houston Hospital in Houston, Mauro Ferrari, professor, and he used to come in Belgrade. He's our, I don't know, honored member of academy with applying of nanobots. They used to cure the terminal cancer of pancreatitis, which is not curable at all, pancreatic. And they cured with that, but it's very, very, you know, I think it will be someday, but very expensive, you know, when you must find for that specific person, you know, some combination and put on nanobots and get it just to that place where is cancer. Because chemotherapy is therapy for cancer, but they kill all cells, you know. So it's better to be very, very specific and accurate to get only to cancer cells. So, but there are light at the end of tunnel. So maybe from Indian Go we will kind of get some funds, or on this way I always invite maybe some collaboration if you have some in your countries some databases or some ideas, or you can apply there. You know, I don't know in your countries what is state of art. You are not in that field, yeah. Okay, okay, but okay,
Good to know.
yeah, thank you. Okay, so we are going to lunch.
Yes.
Yeah. Bye, thank you.